I welcome you guys in this wonderful video. So today we're gonna be analyzing the market for the upcoming week, and we will be using price action with the help of some few indicators if I want to emphasize a certain point or a certain action of the price. I will be using a few indicators in that case, but the basic or fundamental method is to be just price action. As you can see, my screen is a little bit clean. So I am opening NAS 100 here. It has been behaving quite interesting, as we can see on the daily time frame that the market has been moving up and it is now heading towards the downside. If we can draw maybe some kind of a trend line, we can see that there was a breakout earlier in this stage, or earlier in this point here on the 14th of January. Around that week there was a breakout towards the downside, and the confirmation of the bearish strength, it was through this high, which was obviously a lower high, and the first one, it was this low, which was a lower low, then this, which acted as some kind of a retest, although the retest wasn't close to that point, but it was a little bit close to that low, which was one of the most profound previous lows. So it acted as some form of a retest to that kind of a level, which indicated to us that now the market is not controlled by the buyers, but it is now controlled by the sellers. So the question is, what are we expecting and what should we do if we want to make a decision currently? One thing that we need to keep in mind is that, okay, price is currently on a support level or on a previous low, né? So there are two things that might happen here. Firstly, it might continue to break out and go down. Secondly, it can happen that the market can bounce and go all the way up. However, it is not likely that the second option plays out, because obviously now the market is controlled by the sellers. So we are expecting that the market continues to move down. However, the fact that we're expecting the market to move down doesn't mean that traders should begin to sell at the moment, né? So if we were gonna sell, this was the right point to sell. However, if you are a trader who is comfortable with making risk, if you take a sell here, you need to know that it is a bit of a dangerous area, because price can pause here, it can take a break and then continue with its move, né? Just maybe something like this, né? Just the price going up and then continuing with its move. So same thing can apply here. And also, let me just go to the 4 hour to just emphasize on something. Looking at the size of the waves, né? I always talk about this a lot. Looking at the size of these waves which are going down, you can see that they are almost equal sizes, né? They are almost equal sizes, and this wave here is now almost the size of the previous one, meaning we can possibly receive some kind of a corrective, né? Because that's how the market has been pushing. Those small impulsives have been pushing to this average size, né? So we are likely to receive some kind of a corrective, and then if it goes down, it will go down aggressively. So I advise you, if you want to go short here, wait for the market to break this low, né? And then let it give you some kind of a little bit of a corrective, né? Just as it corrected here, so we can expect maybe some corrective, and then if it start going down, you can also use that level as some form of a retest. When it start going down, that's where you should put on your cells, né? Otherwise, you have to be patient. If we don't get it now, we will get it later as a form of a main corrective, which will maybe use that level as a retest, or maybe somewhere around there we're gonna receive the main entry, which you have to take advantage of. Even now, né? Let me just go to the 4 hour. The reason I'm emphasizing a lot is that this video is there for educational purposes, né? Same. The main thing you also have to note is that this corrective wave, you should also spot the pattern so that you will know when we receive an opposing move or when we receive buyer's momentum, né? So here we have this kind of a pattern on the impulsive move, né? The wave that is going down. So what you should pay attention into is that when the corrective comes, né? Let me use white. When the corrective comes, let's say it comes and go up, you have to make sure that it doesn't break this area, né? It has to go up and then goes down. But if it breaks that area, then it should raise some questions to you and say, oh, what is happening now? because if it breaks this area, it might mean that the momentum of the buyers is increasing, and you don't want that because you'll be looking at this as a seller. But if the breakout comes and then there's some form of a retest, we receive something like this, will be a signal that the market is going to push up. But for now, when we see a corrective, make sure it doesn't pass that level, and when it starts going down here, you're going to enter your sell as it did here and as it did earlier there. So I hope it is making sense. So that's my point in terms of gold. I can't go to the 1 hour because obviously there is nothing I can talk about that, because everything is visible here on the 4 hour and on the daily. And the reason we're expecting a corrective also, let me just go on different setup and let's go to Nasdaq. The reason we're expecting a corrective now, and as you can see here on the daily, we can see that okay, we have this indicator, the CCI, which tells us that price is below average. So you can see there it is below average, and we can see also the MFI, it was indicating that the price have been oversold. And so we are expecting some kind of a corrective going on the upper side. However, that is not guaranteed, also considering the current issues about Russia and Ukraine. So let's go to the next one. Let me go to oil, go to the daily. So there is also something interesting about oil. We can see that it has been moving up aggressively, going all the way up. However, if you can pay attention to what is happening in this move here, you can see that okay, now the move is starting to slow down. It started all the way fine, and then it began to behave funny here with a lot of volatility coming in. However, at this current state, we are receiving some more activity taking place here. Even the corrective waves, that are becoming bigger, which is a sign that maybe this wave is overextended. So we might receive something like a corrective like that. Maybe it will bounce all the way there to that resistance. So let me go to the 4 hour to just help emphasize my point. So we can see that it is indeed slowing down. The trend, it is slowing down because it started a little bit in a uniform way, and then it started to slow down, and here we are seeing waves which are a little bit bigger. Although before we could see just small corrective, but now the corrective, they become bigger. So we are like to see something like that. But the main thing is just to wait for the signal to be clear, because now it's not yet clear, although we had a low here which was not lower than the previous point. So if I may draw my horizontal area, you can see that it's almost on the same area, so it's still not a good signal. So what you should be waiting for now, you should be waiting for a high which is low and a low which is low again. So I hope that is making sense. So now we are waiting. If it gives us a high which is at the same point or maybe lower than the previous one, that will be our first signal. And then the second one, it will be when we receive a low which is lower than that one, and then after we receive a high, then that's when we're gonna sell. So we have to wait for a high which is lower than that one and a low which is lower than that one, then we're gonna take a retest. I hope that is making sense. So for now, no buying taking place because it's a little bit risky and a little bit dangerous. And then let me go to where is that? Let me go to Euro USD. So here on Euro USD, I don't know when. Let me see. So there we are. I don't know when last we analyzed this. There we are on the daily. When we see the daily, we can see that there isn't much activity coming in, but we have received this error which acted as a corrective. The only funny part about it is that it persisted for a long time. Let me go to the 4 hour. Is that this error persisted for a long time, which can be a signal or a sign of a bullish wave coming in or a bullish trend coming in. Because if we receive a corrective, we don't want a corrective that persists this much. But I think this is because of obviously the war state, if I can say it like that. Is because of the conditions that we are facing in terms of Ukraine. That's why we received this unusual move. But it's not a good move. What I can say is that if you go to a very smaller time frame, there is something you can take advantage of. Let me go to the 1 hour. There is some kind of selling. There is some kind of selling signals that you can take advantage of, because as you can see now that the market started bouncing from that resistance all the way up there, and it is now heading all the way down. And as it is heading all the way down, it keeps on dishing out opportunities along the way. Now, the first opportunity, it was the breakout and the retest here, meaning there, and then the second one, it was here where it broke this pattern which was going up here. So it was that breakout which gave us an opportunity. And the good thing about it is that it's still earlier. It's still earlier. That way you can take advantage of these sales here when the market opens, obviously with your stop loss all the way there. However, you need to keep in mind that we are watching that area all the way down. So when you sell here, you need to know that the target or your limit is that area all the way there, and you should pay attention as the market goes down. So let me just keep it here, keep it short. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.